Hello, namaskar to all of you. Welcome to this very important discussion today on retirement planning. So, friends, welcome once again, and thank you to all of you for joining to all of us in this very interesting session on retirement planning. The retirement is a very unique thing because anybody who is in the age group of say 30-35, they feel that retirement is very far away. At age 50, 55, or 58, people feel that suddenly the retirement seems very close. And in between years, most of us do very little thing about it. So this is the you can say practical aspect of retirement. The truth is, retirement planning does not fail because people don't earn enough or because markets go up and down. Retirement planning fails because we start too late. So that is the reality. Everyone plans for their children future. Everyone plans for the marriage of their children. People plan for their holidays. People plan for their dream house, but very few of us plan very seriously for our retirement, right? So retirement is the only goal where the biggest regret is always the same, that I wish if I would have started earlier for my retirement. Yes. And yet the questions are actually very simple. The questions are: when should we start for retirement? How much should we save and how much should we invest for efficient retirement planning? Where should we invest so that we are able to build a sufficient retirement fund and live a stress free life free after our retirement? Most people at the end of the day, friends, have only two real questions. One is how big my retirement fund should be, and another is how I can achieve it, right? So this is exactly what we are going to discuss about today. So my presentation is oriented only towards these basic questions. So I would start sharing my screen, and then we will have a very simple but interesting discussion on retirement. So, friends, the topic of my presentation, I hope my screen is now visible to all of you. The topic is make your retirement the best, start early and invest. So, this is what I want to communicate to you, that if you want to make your retirement the best, all of us need to start very early to make it best, and we have to invest regularly. So this is the title: make your retirement the best, start early and invest, right? So friends, moving ahead, uh, why do we invest? So this is a very simple question, that why do we invest, and the answer which all of you would be giving me is that if we want to fulfill our financial needs, we need to invest our money. And the most common financial needs are, as I told you, it is planning about a very good quality education for our children, a good marriage for our child, buying a dream house or a dream car, or going for a family vacation, or financial security. And finally, this is the most common financial need, that all of us aspire to have a peaceful retirement, also, right? Now, it is also very important to understand what exactly is retirement. Retirement does not mean that you will not do any work. Retirement mean that there is freedom for full time from full time work. So you are not working only for earning money, but you are working for your pleasure. So you are working as a hobby, not for earning money. So that stage is known as retirement, that when you are free from full time work and you have ample time which you can give to your health or to your family hobbies and for your self growth. And it is a stage when you do not want to be dependent on your children, and there can be a stream of monthly income which would be generating without any stress. So this is in real sense the meaning of retirement, right? But friends, this is a very big problem in India. I want to share with you couple of interesting facts which were emerged out after a survey was done recently. So what that survey told, that 63% of Indians believe that their retirement savings will not last more than 10 years. Means they would have created a corpus, but that corpus would be sufficient only for up to 10 years. So that is a big problem. 43% of the Indians, they feel retirement planning should start before the age of 35. Yes, it is age 35. So many people now feel that when they are closer to retirement, they feel that ideally they should have started when they were 35. 72% of Indians expect to be financially dependent on family after their retirement. Now, this is also very, very, you can say, alarming fact that majority of people expect that they would be financially dependent on their family after retirement, and 90% of Indians regret that they have not started saving early for retirement. So this is genuine problem, and majority of people who are closer to retirement, they have this feeling that perhaps they should have started earlier, so they would have been in a better position, right? Now the point is, why do people fail in preparing for retirement? Why actually do people fail? The most important reason is that the retirement is in the lowest priority in your list. Your list would have children, marriage, children education, home, holidays, car. That would be in your top priority, and your retirement would be in low priority because you feel there is sufficient time to plan for it. Another reason is that because of the advance in medical science, the average life expectancy has increased a lot. People are now living longer because of the better medical facilities. So that is again giving a stress on the overall corpus which you would have created for your retirement. Obviously, because of not having joint family culture now and having a culture of nuclear family, that is also one of the reason. High healthcare costs, as I told you. And finally, because there are inadequate social security features available in our country. So because of all these reasons, people majorly fail in planning for the retirement. Now friends, one of the most important reasons why you should effectively think about retirement is that after the time when you will get retire, the most important thing which you will be having a pinch of is the inflation on the things. Now what is inflation? Inflation is the prices are getting higher and higher of the basic, you can say, objects also. For example, if I would have given you a presentation in year 2005, 20 years back, and I would have told you कि today in 2005 the milk per liter cost is 15 rupees and it can go to 60 rupees, you would have laughed at me that how it is possible that milk can go to 60. But the fact of the matter, the reality is that milk is today 60, 80 and 100 also in many of the places. So it has increased by 5 to 6 times in last 20 years. Petrol, which was 35 rupees 20 years back, today it is 3 times more, that is 105 rupees per liter in majority of the Indian cities. Doctor OPD consultation, which was 100 150 in 2005, it is today 800 rupees. That is 5 times more. A hospital room is also 5 to 6 times more than what it was 20 years back. And the flight ticket and train tickets also, what they were 20 years back, they are 3 to 4 times now more than that, right? So if I would have told you similar thing in 2005, people would have laughed at it and have not taken it seriously. But today in 2025, if I am talking about what can happen in 2045 after 20 years, when majority of we would be looking for our retirement, so this may be the scenario. This is very, very likely to happen that milk would be costing 240 or 300 rupees per liter. Petrol would be 315 rupees per liter. Doctor consultation may be 4 to 5,000 rupees. Hospital room may be 20, 30, 40,000 rupees per day. And a Delhi Mumbai flight ticket would be 30, 40, 50,000, which is today also in many times, many scenarios, we see these kind of features. So the point which I'm trying to make is that because of the inflation, because of the mehengai, it is very, very important for all of us to know that all the basic necessities, they would be 4 5 times more costlier than what they are today. So that is the reason we need to plan for our peaceful retirement, so that we are not dependent on anybody else and we have a sufficient corpus available with us, so that we can enjoy the life what we are enjoying as per our today living standard, right? So this is one data I wanted to share with you. Now your question would be, what is the ideal amount for retirement at age 60? Suppose you are planning to retire at age 60. So the question in your mind can be, what is the ideal amount for retirement, right? So for example, I will help you in calculating this. For that, you need to have some assumptions. You need to know what is your current age, what is your current monthly expenses, the expenses for your livelihood, what you are incurring on today in this month, so that is what is your current expenses, what is the, you can say, inflation which is going to happen till the time you get retire and after your retirement, and finally whatever corpus or kitty you would create at the time of retirement, what would be the return you would be generating on that corpus, so that you can get regular income from that corpus. So these are four few assumptions you need to make. So I will again come back to this slide, but meanwhile I want to just understand from you, if many of you who are thinking that 1 crore would be a sufficient amount, so you just keep into mind, after 20 years, if you get 1 crore rupees, that 1 crore will not last for more than 4 years because of the inflation, because your monthly expenses would have gone to the sky, right? So your corpus, even if it is 1 crore, it will not last for 4 years after your retirement. If it is 2 crore, it will not last on more than 9 years. If you're thinking 3 crore would be ideal, it will not last more than 73 years when you are aged 73. Going to have say 85, 90, 90 years of age, so you can just imagine what would be the situation. So what is the right amount required for happy retirement? So this is what I told you. You need to know what is your current age, retirement age, current expenses, future expenses, what is the life expectation age according to you, what would be inflation rate, and what is the kind of returns you expect to make during the accumulation phase and after the you have retired. On that kitty, what is the return you are expecting, right? So these are some of the assumptions which you have to make. And if you put all these assumptions in one of the calculator, which the person, our distributor who has invited you, he is the best person to guide you to calculate what is the ideal retirement corpus which you should have. So for example, if anyone of you have given him this kind of requirement, so this is the ideal amount of retirement which you would be, you should know that you have to plan for this much kitty. So on these particular assumptions, that you are investing at 35, you will invest till 60, means for next 25 years. After that, you are likely to be there for next 25 years post retirement. Your current expenses are 50,000 rupees, and if the inflation is 6%, so the recommended retirement kitty amount is close to 5 crore 14 lakh rupees, friend. So this is the ideal kitty amount which you should try to attain at the age of your retirement, so that you can comfortably live after your retirement, right? So this is one of, again, a calculator which is available to the person who has invited you, which is known as our family need utility calculator. So they would be guiding you, helping you to know what is the corpus requirement and how to plan for this. Now, continuing on the previous presumptions, that you want to get 5 crore rupees in 25 years, so you have various ways of reaching up to this amount. So one very very simple way is that people, majority of people do fixed deposit, or you can say EPF or PPF or NPS. So if you are expecting that the product in which you have invested, that product is going to give you 7.25% return on a per annum basis, so to reach 5 crore rupees in 25 years, you need to save monthly 63,000 rupees. Right? 63,000 rupees you should save and invest in a product which is giving you 7.25. If this seems to be a very unlikely thing, that 62,000 is too much, so the another option is that you start investing in any product or any option which is expected to give you 12.62% kind of return, say in stocks or in equity or in mutual fund. So then your monthly investment amount drops, that requirement is dropping to 27,000. And friends, if you think that your income is also going to increase during this accumulation phase, so along with this 12.62% return product, if you increase your investment amount also by 1500 rupees every year, because your income will also increase every year, so in that case, at the age of 35, you need to start an monthly investment of 17,533 rupees. So I repeat, if you start today by making a monthly investment of 17,500 rupees every month, which is invested in an option which is likely to give you 12.62% return, and you increase your monthly investment by 1500 rupees every year, so very comfortably you are likely to reach to a corpus of 5 crore 15 lakh rupees in next 25 years, right? So friends, if I have to just tell you, if you are still also investing into traditional options like EPF, NPS, PPF, fixed deposits, bonds, which are likely to give you 7 to 8% kind of return, you would be finding it difficult to create a handsome kitty, because these options generate low returns, which are low real returns, and they are very much close to the inflation. So it is very difficult to beat inflation. And if you want to beat inflation with a margin, so the data says that equity mutual fund are one of the best investment vehicle available to all of you for planning to reach that kitty of which is sufficient for you to retire. So because in equity mutual fund you get better long term returns, they are very very professionally managed, they offer you many flexible investment options, and they are tax efficient also. So please discuss about SIPs and equity mutual funds with the person who has invited you today to this session. He is the best person who can guide you how to make your portfolio very very effectively, so that you can reach to the return which we are sharing with you, that if the portfolio generates 12.62% kind of return, and you are investing 70,000 rupees odd every month for next 25 years, with a top of 1500 rupees, you can reach this figure of more than 5 crore, right? So this is what I wanted to tell you. So what it boils down to you is that it is always better that you start investing as early as possible, because in equity mutual fund the most important magic is the magic of starting early and magic of staying for long term. We call it as a power of compounding. If I have to explain you in very very simple terms what is power of compounding, just look at the couple of slides. I have to just share with you. Assumingly you have invested only 1 lakh rupees, can you imagine what would be the value of 1 lakh rupees lump sum if you invested after 10 years? For example, this 1 lakh rupees, if it is generating a return of 12% every year, next year the value would be 1 lakh 12,000 rupees. And after 10, 12 years, this would be 3 lakh, it would be three times. But this 1 lakh rupees, if invested for 20 years, the value is not double of 3 lakh, it is about 9.65 times. So this is the beauty of staying for long term and the beauty of power of compounding. And friends, if you stay for 30 years, this 1 lakh rupees increases to 30 lakh rupees, which is 30 times. So in all the cases, the return which you are getting is 12%, but the difference is primarily because of the power of staying for long term. So this is what is power of compounding. If you stay for long term, you generate a very very handsome amount because of the power of compounding. So this is a hypothetical example of 1 lakh rupees. If you want to know whether it has actually happened in case of mutual fund SIP, let me share with you. If the SIP, or if you want to say again a 1 lakh rupees only, which is invested for 10 years, this is the actual data of mutual fund scheme. If a person is invested for 10 years, this 1 lakh rupees has increased to 8.38 lakh. If it is for 20 years, the value has grown to 33 lakh rupees. And friend, if 1 lakh rupees has been historically invested for 3 decades, that is 30 years, this 1 lakh rupees has grown to 1.34 crore, friends. And this is the return which has been generated by average equity mutual fund schemes which were available from last 20 years or 30 years. So this is the average return of all the equity mutual fund scheme. So this is the beauty of equity market, this is the beauty of staying for long term, this is the beauty of power of compounding, friends. If you want to effectively make a very interesting or a very effective retirement kitty, you need to start as early as possible, invest regularly, and invest into equity mutual fund, because they can generate a very good better real rate of return which can sufficiently beat inflation, right? So for the retirement, there is a stage which is known as accumulation stage, during which you can do SIP. And once you are retired, you can start taking some amount from that corpus in the form of systematic withdrawal plan. So on every month, on a specific date, you can try to redeem, or there is an automated fashion where you start getting regular income from the kitty which you have created. So I repeat, in your income stage, when you are 35, you would be doing the accumulation of wealth through the route of systematic investment plan. After you are retired, this kitty would be invested to a relatively conservative fund which is known as a balanced fund or a hybrid fund, and you start redeeming your regular income from that. So that facility is known as systematic withdrawal plan, right? So these are two very very beautiful facilities which the distributor who has invited you, he would be giving you a better explanation of this. So if I have to just make a very very simple plan for all of you, to for example, you start with an SIP of 17,000 rupees every month, do a yearly top up of 1,500 rupees, and if you get a return of 12.62, which is expected from equity market, so you would be investing 1 crore, but your corpus would be close to 5 crore after 25 years, and you start redeeming amount of say 2 lakh rupees every month. Because of inflation, 50,000 rupees requirement of today would be 2 lakh requirement of after 25 years. You start withdrawing that every month, that also is getting increased by 6% every month. So in that case, you would be overall redeeming or withdrawing an amount of 14 crore rupees from age 60 till age 60 till age 85. So this is a very very simple and effective plan which you can plan for your retirement, right? So friends, we keep on meeting lot of people, and many of the new generation people who are known as Gen Z or millennials, now they are embracing a new concept which is known as financial independence, retire early. If you also want to retire early, not at 60, if you want to retire at say 45, 50 or 55, you need to start as early as possible to have a very very peaceful retirement. So start saving early, and you can invest regularly, and you can live life before energy and health dissipate. This is what the thought process of new generation is. And you can join the fire movement by making a very very effective plan to make a very very you can say fruitful kitty, which is available to you whenever you want to retire, and then use that kitty for your regular expenses, right? If I have to just summarize, all of us need to prioritize our retirement, because majority of people, they regret that they have not started early. So this is a fact. So if you do not want to regret, we need to start as early as possible, and that as early as possible investment should be done in the right asset class. So with the power of compounding, with the power of SIP, and then with the, you can say, the SWP formality, you can get a very very stress free regular monthly income even when you stop working, right? So for more further details, I would request you please contact your mutual fund distributor who has invited you. They would be calculating your exact retirement number, and they would be guiding you how much money you need to invest, in which portfolio you need to invest, and what frequency you need to increase that investment amount, and going forward, what are the other formalities you need to do, so that you are able to get a very regular income from your retirement kitty once you are retired, right? So this is, friends, a very very short and very important message which we wanted to give you, so that you live comfortably today and you plan for tomorrow, so that your tomorrow is also very very comfortable, right? So with this, thank you very much to all of you for joining us in this session. And as my topic is that if you want to live very very peaceful retirement, we need to start as early as possible. So make your retirement best, and you start early as possible, right? So thank you very much to all of you, and wishing you best of luck for all your initiatives in life. And please contact our distributor who invited you, so that he sit with you and calculate your retirement number and help you plan very very effectively with it, right? So thank you very much, and namaskar.